Hi guys, welcome to another Learning Electronics Repair video. I have a couple of key fobs here that somebody gave me asking if I could fix them. This one has a switch kind of rattling around inside there somewhere, and this just seems to be broken basically. Let's see if we can do anything with these. So I think the first with this one is I need to get all this bandage off it. And then let's see what we've got inside it. I'm guessing this thing's kind of like holding it together. A bit messy. I'll probably have to use some ISO to get this off and then find some other better way to hold this together. So yeah, got that stuff mainly off. It's a bit of a sticker on there of some sort. And does this open up? Yeah, it comes apart. Oh, I see. Okay, so we have a switch. We have a switch here, and that's flashing, and we have another switch here that's obviously broken off the board. So this one, I think we probably just need to fit the switch there. So to do that, we'll take the battery out. Just get the PCB. And I think this looks like it just wants soldering back in place. So this one might be not difficult. I think first of all I'll take some braid and a bit of flux and we'll clean these pads off to get them nice and flat. And then we'll try to solder this switch on and see if it actually functions. I mean, it presses in. I'm sure it presses in. Yeah, I can kind of feel it, but it's a little bit bent actually. I'm wondering if a bit of gunk in it. I mean, maybe I've actually got some other switches similar to these that'd actually be better just to replace it. Yeah, it's obviously sticky stuff all over it. Is it actually working? No, it doesn't feel like that actually makes the contact. Well, I suppose the way to do it be fiddly to use a test meter, so maybe just to let's solder it back in place and let's see if it actually does work. Yeah, this switch is actually no good. It doesn't actually move. I could possibly try and repair it, but I might be better just to let's have a look. Let's have a look now, since the tops fell off it anyway. So yeah, inside's like a little copper pad thing. Let's see if that actually pushes down or if it's just bent so that it won't move. Let's have a look. Yeah, that switch is okay. It's come off, but we should soon put it back in again. I wonder why it's not working with the button. Let's have a look to see if we can figure out why that's back in there. So this is the little button. Yeah, the button moves as well. The button's free. That seems strange. Let me put it back together and let's see if it actually works now. So I don't think I actually have any switches like exactly like this. I might have something that will do the job. Let's just figure out which way it came off and put it back on here. Let's have a look. So, and let's put these clips into place. Well, that's the idea, that this PC clips into place. Does the button now actually work? I'll probably just fall apart again actually. Oh yeah, that's now working. So if I maybe get a little spot of glue to hold this top on here, I might be able to solder this back on. And let's see if it then works. Here's the switch. I've put it back together. There's like little clips on the side of it that holds the top cover on. You can probably just see one there, and the same on the other side. I've just tried to straighten the top part of it, the metal, straighten it out a little bit. Yeah, that's the other clip just in there. And then this PC actually solders to the board, so I don't think it needs any glue to hold it in place. Once it's soldered on, it should stay. You can probably see, I can feel it clicking. That's now operating. So I'll solder this back on the board, and then let's see if it then works. Okay, I've soldered that back in. You can see it just wants the flux cleaning off, but we can just try this now. Yeah, you can see the LEDs lighting up. Yeah, both buttons now working. So this was once the flux cleaning off that, and then I'll clean up, I'll remove all this with isopropyl or something, and then probably there's actually a screw hole in the back of it just there, so I'll try and insert a screw to see if I can get it to fit together without bits of tape around it. But that one definitely electrically, that is now, that's working fine. Yeah, that's about as clean as I can get it. I put a screw back in so it kind of, it holds together now. Battery rattles a bit, but it's working. You can see the light lighting up. So both buttons are working, so that's that one fixed as best I can. Here's the other one that it gave me. So this is similar sort of problem, I think. So let's see if we can do anything with this one. First of all, just have to figure out how to get into it. Looks like there's a little clip thing here, probably a flat blade screwdriver or something. Will just maybe unclip this. No. I'm sure it does just clip together. Let's have a look. That looks like some sort of clip there. And that obviously folds in. How does this thing come apart? It definitely looks like you should get something into here. Maybe it's one of these things where you effectively stick a coin in the slot and twist it or something. Let's see. Yeah, it's in. Oh, magic. Coin. That's how you do it. With that's my 10 cents worth, by the way. Yeah, Dickie's 10 cents worth. Yeah, there it is. So it's coming apart. Yeah, there we go. It's very dirty. Oh yeah, it's a bit of a mess, this one. So I don't see any button there as such. Oh, here. Let's clean this up with some isopropyl alcohol to take the battery out of it, mate. Let's give this a good clean and then let's see what we've got. Okay, so I've just put a bit of iso in a cut off end of the water bottle, basically, that I use for this. So we can just clean all this. I'm guessing there was a switch under here at some point. If there is, I can't see it now. Well, if there was, I can't see it now. Let's, have a look. Not a lot to see there. It's just I don't think there's anything on the other side as such. Okay, so that's pretty well cleaned. Let's dry it out and maybe get under the microscope and see if we can figure out what we've actually got here. We've got, I would say, the remains of a switch here. This looks like the remains of a switch to me. Bit of a fluff on the end of the tweezers. This seems to be 4 connections, and effectively probably the middle pin just connects to one of these outside ones. So if we figure out where they go, I might be able to do something with that. And I'm guessing this is the same sort of layout as that one. So let's see if we can just work out how this is connected. I imagine that this track here is probably connected to somewhere, and then all the others are connected to the somewhere else, so you know, connecting to the ends or the middle. Let's get the multimeter and let's see what we've got. Okay, so continuity mode. Here we go. 1 meter. We can just untangle the wires a little bit. Okay, it's there. So this is looking like this pin goes to somewhere in here. Yeah, that goes to the middle, and then this goes to probably the end. Does it go to both ends? Yeah. So all that's happening is the switch is making a contact from here to here, or from here to here. These are all connected together. The other one, well, these pads don't look like they go to anywhere unless they go through the board. It is a double-sided PCB, but I don't see any vias connected to these pads, so I doubt it very much. Can we see anything on the other side here? No, there's no, well, maybe that one. Does that actually come through? No, that comes through to here somewhere. So the ones we can see here, 3 of them. Yeah, I can see 3. And then there's another one, yeah, which is this via. So these pads don't appear to go anywhere, and it looks like what the switch does is just join these 2 points together, which is basically the same as this one. So I'll take this switch off, and then I'm going to have to see if I can just wire some switches to this and see if it actually works. What I've done is I've literally slid the tweezers under this while hitting these 2 contacts, rather than using hot air. I mean, I could use hot air on this, I guess. But I'm just going to see if this will actually come off this way. So now, with a bit of luck, I'll be able just to heat these 2 pins together at this end. Yeah, there it comes off. So that's off there. We can now clean up that PCB, and then we should be able to just hopefully find some little switch and solder it on here. I'll just get a bit of isopropyl and clean this up. Okay, that's clean pretty much. Just get the bit of kitchen roll. Just dry this off in a moment. I think we can see already, yeah. So basically, there's like a track that comes down here, and it connects to here. So this is where we're going to have to wire a switch on this. And I'm pretty sure I can just use a little bit of braid and just clean this up a little bit more. And then let's see what we can do with it. So we'll just get a bit of solder braid. I mean, it might need a bit of flux, but let's just try it. So a little bit of solder braid on there. On there. Okay, yeah, that's nice and flat. Okay, so we can now, I'm sure, find something to fit on here. And the same where the other switch was completely broken off already. Let's see what we've got. These are just little touch switches salvaged off various things. I've got a few of these. They're just 2 pin. And I'm pretty sure they just normally open, and when you push the pin, so when you push the button, it closes the contact between the 2 pins. We can just check. There's no contact there. Let's just try holding the meter probe and pushing the button. Go again. It's a bit difficult, it's a bit fiddly, especially under the microscope. But let's see if I can actually do it. So there's no contact there. Yeah. Okay, and pushing the button, you can see it makes a contact. So that we have one there, and I'm guessing this is the same. We can just check. So once again, we can cross the pins, and then we can try just pushing the button. Yeah. So we can use these, I think. They're a bit big, but considering the top of this is broken anyway, I'm fairly sure we can actually stick one of these here and kind of bend the 2 pins inwards to make a connection from there to there. And yeah, the same on this one, there's 2 connections. So let's try that. So let's see if we can actually bend these into place and get them to where we want to go. So I can soon, that one's bent underneath. That's just typical. One went the wrong way. I have quite a lot more of these, so it isn't really an issue if it's going to break off. Yeah, there it is. No, it was bent the right way. It's just like kind of bent on the end. It needs straightening up a little bit with a pair of long nose pliers and then bending over. So we just not sure how well this will come out under the microscope, but we can try it. So we can just straighten that and kind of like bend it downwards. And then I'm going to try and bend them kind of inwards so that they come to where the effectively where the 2 tracks are. Like so. I'm moving away from like these little metal bits here, but in case these some are going to conduct, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's that and that. And then with a bit of luck, and to be honest, I could have bent them the opposite way where there weren't any of those. Yeah, that might have been better bet. But I think this is just the end of that where it goes to the body. So let's try it. So we have this. Yeah. And now I can effectively get that soldered on there and do the same with the other one. So let's see if we can do that. It'll probably help if I put a little bit of flux first, and if I just put a little bit of solder maybe on one of the two pins, now let's see if we can get the thing to sit into place where we want it. So just a little bit of flux, a bit of solder. Yeah, there's a bit of solder on that now. Let's get our little switch, which is here. And I'm going to try and hold this in place with my fingers actually and solder it. I'll just turn it round. It's easier from this direction. Okay, let's go there. Let's see if we can get this to actually stick on without actually burning my finger. Yeah. Having a chunky soldering iron helps with this sort of work. You can get a lot of heat in very quickly. I think this probably needs a little bit of glue under it to hold this in position as well. There's both of them. Yeah, that seems fairly solid actually, but I think I will put a little bit of adhesive under here to see if we can just get it to stay in place. Okay. So that's one of them soldered. Yeah. And we can trace where the track goes to over to here, so we can check to see if we now have continuity when we push that button. You see underneath it looks quite fine. Just a focus slightly. There. So that's looking okay to me. A little bit of I can lift the back end of this. If I clean the flux off with a bit of ice, I can get a little bit of ice under that just to hold that in place. I'll do the same with the other one, which clearly goes between these two pins. Again, I just have to adjust the focus to get that. There you go. Okay, so pretty much the same thing really. A little bit of flux. A little bit of solder on one of them. And again, in fact, I'll probably put a bit of solder on both actually. And again, I'll just bend the pins on the switch so that they effectively pointing to where I want them to connect. I've actually bent them the same way as the first one. There's like a little recess or groove running this way, which the pins go into, and it makes it very difficult to actually get them to bend inwards, which I need to do to get it to solder onto the pads since they're a little bit closer together. So again, that's looking pretty good. So I'll just yeah, I'll bend them a little bit more and I'll solder them onto here. Once again, that's soldered quite nicely. If I just angle it up and adjust the focus a little bit, you'll be able to see down the side. So yeah, they both soldered rather well. I'll just now make a little bit of Owldite up, the two-part epoxy, and just put it under the rear end of this. In fact, I'll just straighten it up slightly and just hold them in place with glue. Just before I do glue these, let's see if we can check if this is working. So there's no LEDs on this or anything to indicate. It has a coil here, which I'm kind of assuming effectively transmits like a magnetic field or radio frequency pulse or something. So I've put the battery back in. I'm not quite sure if it's easy to get to ground on here. I don't think it actually matters. I'm going to use the oscilloscope, as you can see. So because there's no reference ground or positive, I'm just going to click the scope ground to positive. And I want to see whether if I go to one end of this coil and press the button, I can see anything happen. Oh yes, and I do see something happen. Can you see it? Let me just alter the sensitivity of the scope a little bit. We'll go to the other end of the coil. Oh yeah, now you can see it, yeah? You see that like burst of data? That's pressing one button. Press the other button, yeah. So this is definitely working as much as it's transmitting. Assuming it's just the buttons that were faulty, that's probably all that was wrong with this. Let's just see how well this actually goes back together. So this would sit in here, and the top goes one way. I think it matters. It probably goes this way around, actually round thing to there. yeah, so we can get that into there, and we can get it in such a place that we can actually press the buttons, and then this will work. Yeah, there. I might just have to take a little bit of plastic off this so it's not pushing the button by itself off this little edge. In fact, I think I will just do that with a craft knife. But yeah, other than that, we just put a little bit of glue to hold these buttons down, and then we can put it back together. I might actually use a bit of hot melt. I think hot melt would be easy and it sets quickly. So I'll just get that done. I've taken a bit of hot melt glue and just put them in place. We'll just check again to make sure it's still working, and then we can put this back together. So just clip onto the battery there, get to one end of the coil. Okay, I'm on the battery. Yeah, push the button. You can see it's working anyway. Okay, and on this one, yeah, again you can see it's working. So it's just a matter of putting this back into here, and this effectively fits in like so. This fits over like so. I do think that's catching on that. No, it's fine. And then we can literally just clip this back together. So I think the back end just pushes. Yeah, it's back together. Yeah, buttons are working fine. So there we have another repaired key fob. Does the thing fold in? Yeah, there it goes. I was just looking to see how much replacement key fobs actually cost, and I found these. So for the Peugeot one, you can buy like a carcass, as they call it, a case to replace. I'm assuming you can remove the blank key. You can get one cut to match yours. Well, I'm pretty sure you can probably take this out and put the key part from the broken one. And these are like, how much are they? Well, they ain't very much, that's for sure. Yeah, €1.06 plus a bit of postage. So I could actually replace this whole case for like sort of €3. And I'm pretty sure the same would apply for the other one if I actually knew what it came from, what make of car. So there you have it, guys. Both repaired, both working. I can definitely press the buttons on both of them. That's fine. This one you can see works because the light lights up. Yeah. I don't know what this is from, but I can ask the guy, and I'm sure I can get a case for this. I could cut for this one. I don't know how much it would cost if you went to a garage, a dealer, or whoever you went to, a locksmith, to get a replacement one of these, even if you have the old one, because I'm guessing they somehow, I don't think they program it. I think they hold something on this and then press some sequence of buttons on the dashboard or something. It kind of like sends a communication signal and programs the thing. I think that's how they actually do it. But I wouldn't be surprised that's going to cost you like €50, €100 to get a new one of that one, and probably the same for this one. So I suspect you probably wouldn't have much change out of €200 by the time you've replaced these, which means I can easily charge this guy 20 or 30 euros. I'll say, look, 30 euros, and I'll get a case and I'll actually make it like new, but you can have it now working. And the same for this one, probably I have to do the same price, and that's not a bad profit for just a little bit of soldering, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know what you think of that one, guys. I think that's a rather worthwhile bit of work done, actually. And if I charge him 30 each, I'll ask him what this is for, get him the new cases and say I'll finish it when they arrive. They'll be like new, and I think this guy will be very happy. Okay, guys, anyway, comments in the space below. Yeah, comments in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And in the meantime, I will see you all soon on another Learn Electronics Repair video. Ciao for now, guys.